video. What's going on? Alright, we're back and we're gonna talk about well, we have to talk about it. We just have to. So we're gonna talk about Gusstavo and how a bad buyer can infiltrate your store with false claims, accusations, abusing you, calling you swears, and I mean the whole blackmail, the whole 9 yards. So he can do that, and you're gonna have to recover your account, because once they leave negative feedback, you have to recover it. Sometimes it can get waived really easy, where it just disappears, and sometimes you have to push whatever you want to call it, paperwork through or whatever. And I'm not the most technical eBay person for eBay terminology or anything like that, and nor does this happen a lot. So because it doesn't happen a lot, I'm not fully educated. So you know, we're in a gray area of, you know, where it would fall in that category of actually giving you, like, I'm trying to give you the best information that I have, which is just information that I have. So the store tanked. He left his negative feedback on a Monday or a Tuesday of last week, and then the store tanked from Tuesday to Thursday with you know, like some basic mediocre $10 sales, nothing too crazy. So my store pretty consistently runs at 100, we'll just say 100 to 200. I know that's kind of a long variation, but we'll just say it's 100 to 200 to keep it simple. So with that being said, I'm doing $10 a day. Now, one would think if that's gonna happen, then within the next couple days you're gonna get a heavy hitting sale, which I don't want to be like it does that a lot, but it can do that. It does that a lot. So you got to throw that into one of the factors in consideration. So the main thing that you can do with all of that is to really know your store, really know how your sales work, how it goes up and down. You're basically monitoring it. Obviously anybody that does paperwork every week or tracking, any kind of tracked information, would see that a lot easier. Me, I don't track information. A lot of my information is just stored in my head and just kind of through just repeated sales. So I just wanted to talk about that a little, that, you know, somebody, you know, basic anybody, you know, selling something for, it usually always happens with the $10 items, you know, the 10s and the 20s, and they just get disgruntled. It might not be fully anything that you that has to do with you. Sometimes they just turn their day out on you, whether or not you did it right or wrong. It doesn't really matter. They're just gonna lash out at you anyway. Is it avoidable? No, not really. It's slightly unavoidable. I mean, somebody could just randomly buy something and then just become disgruntled, or they were just a disgruntled buyer and they were just regularly buying something. Something goes wrong to the transaction, and then their true selves show. So, as Friday hit, I was like, man, this sales are tanking, you know? So, Saturday morning, I did a little yard sale, and I was gonna power crunch everything out. Everything that I bought at the yard sales, I was gonna list it. But with because I'm trying to recover the account. So I figured by listing, maybe good material that I can find and listing in quantity, I would generate a sale. I did list about $2,500 worth of stuff Friday night because we missed the show, and I woke up randomly in the middle of the night to Gringos Talking a Lobster every Friday night, usually at 10 o'clock p.m. Pacific Standard Time, Eastern Standard Time. But anyway, beyond that, I called eBay and I'm like, hey, what's going on? The fuck, I don't want to be like the fucking tap's turned off over here. But I was kind of like, hey, the tap's turned off over here. Is there any way we can turn the tap back on? Because I usually do 200 in sales, and you guys are kind of like porksing me over fucking Gusstavo and his $10 item, and I'm not really concerned about Gusstavo and his $10 item. So can we move on so that I can make some money and you guys can make some money and Gusstavo can go fuck himself? Is kind of where I was going with that. And I don't want to be like, after I got off the phone, because I did put in a full complaint about this guy. I don't want to be like I'm trying to get him ripped off the platform or anything, but yeah, I'm trying to get him ripped off the platform and reprimanded in any freaking way, because that shit shouldn't be happening, and it's eventually just going to happen to you. I know I'm going to be like you, but it could eventually happen to you or anyone else. So let's, be proactive in avoiding that buyer to even buy anything. Fuck his money. We don't need him. I'd rather not have his money. And I'm sure after his True Colors show towards you, you would not want his money either. So, with that being said, I asked him to turn the tap back on. So, 15 minutes after I got off the phone, I get a message from a buyer asking me about the printer that we got last week. I listed it would have been Friday night. I listed it Friday night, and I sent an offer back to him. He offered $450. I sent an offer back at $500. He said okay, plus ship. So he paid 15 minutes after I got off the phone with telling them to turn the tap back on. Then I went through the day and I listed a couple of little trinkets, and they sold instantly. Some little slot cars and some other little things. Here's some pictures of some things that I sold instantly as I was listing them. And then I noticed I had a watcher on the Manning Bowman Ding Dong, glowing Ding Dong tool, and I figured, all right, I'll send him a move it offer. I think I sent it at $170, and within 2 minutes later, somebody came in and bought it at $220 full asking price. It's that one's going global shipping, so that's good. Shouldn't be too much of a worry anyway. It works and it's fine, but it's good that it's going that way. And then, which is obviously, it's probably going to like Russia. Some dungeon in Russia. So anyway, I kept going on through the day, and then I ended up selling the lot of Commodore games. It kind of happened with the same way. I have them listed at $250. Somebody came in as a watcher, and I literally dropped the price to, I threw an offer to them at $180, and not even 5 minutes later, maybe 2 to 5 minutes later, somebody came in and bought them full asking price at $230 or $250, whatever this ad is. So, and this is all on a Saturday. I will say, my store does not do good on a Saturday, nor would it do good on a Sunday. A lot of my stuff is like stuff you would find at the flea market or at an estate sale that you would avidly hunt for to pay cheaper and not really buy it as a collector, because collectors, I mean, some of them have all the money in the world and some of them don't have any money at all, so it's variable. You know, the ones that don't have any money at all, they're gonna go look for it at the flea market. The ones that have all the money in the world, yeah, well, they're gonna buy it off of me, off of eBay, so they don't have to go look for it. I hope that makes sense. And you can actually mark stuff up that's kind of uncommon, rare, collectible, blah, 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 and sell it a little marked up because you found it, you did the avid legwork of gathering it, you did the legwork of listing it, you did the legwork of storing it and taking care of it until the rightful owner came to buy it. Now, I know that's a whole lot of gobbledygook, but the main point of what I'm saying is you should probably track your sales. That way you can see when the hiccup happens and you can list your way through it and bounce it back up over the mountain. And if the listing didn't spike it, then maybe sometimes it's necessary to make a phone call and ask for the tap to be turned back on. I don't know. Was it coincidence to get a $500 sale literally 15 minutes after asking to get the tap turned back on? Probably. So, with that being said, it doesn't hurt if you're tanking in sales, and I don't want to. I mean, if you're not listing and you're not doing anything to your store, then yeah, you should naturally be tanking slowly. It should be a slow tank, not like a hard flat line or anything. But that's all I got for you. It's food for thought. You know, it's for you to think about later on and analyze and like thought process and stuff like that. That's what I got. Hope you enjoyed it. Peace. Keep picking, and we'll try to upload another haul video. I have a couple more other haul videos and maybe some more of this educational video. I do want to make one video that's going to be like 10 items that can be lauded. I don't know how I'm going to word it, but it's going to be like 10 or 20 variable items that you can lot, that you will find at typical yard sales, and you can acquire them and save them in a pile like a tote, and then list them in bulk lots, and they will sell. So I'm going to try and come up with that video for you. And it's not going to be like anything like auction professor type material. It's going to be more like real like freaking grinding, real like grinding items that are thrown away constantly, and you can get them for free, cheap. You can get them at different places by asking around and people saving them, and just all different ways to get them. All right, we'll be back. Peace. Later.